Opening Jubilee Park Primary School was a really exciting opportunity as Deputy Head, and it was really important with the changes coming in with curriculum reform that we started as we meant to go on with delivering curriculum, and thought very closely about curriculum design. But one of our most important things we wanted to do was make sure that all our staff were part of that.
We've got the opportunity to talk in depth about the curriculum, be able to unpick it as a staff and work collaboratively together, and I think that's one of the biggest benefits we've got about the school here, is being able to work collaboratively together.
So we're involved from the outset. We know we're all kind of singing from the same hymn sheet. We know what we're doing. Our input is valued as well, which is massive, and it's rewarding as well, yes.
Because you see all these possibilities and you're bouncing ideas off each other, and I think that's really nice, actually, coming and working with different staff who've got a wealth of experience from different schools, actually using that but bringing in new ideas with the new curriculum has been really exciting for us. And we've got that kind of openness, and we can say, what do you think about this, and I'm not sure about this, and that constant dialogue that we've got going on makes it a real safe place for us to learn, really.
One of the other things that we've all tried to bring in is that shared reflection with the children. So, we're reflecting on our medium-term planning when we're looking at it in our journals, but we're also talking to the children about that, and they're having those opportunities to really reflect and talk about with their peers the learning process.
I think there's much more dialogue that's occurring within the classroom, and making those links for children, so getting them to understand, why are they doing this, or how could they use this in the future. There's loads of my children at the moment who are learning new skills and sewing, and I'm saying, well, you can go to college and you can do this, and they're excited about it. They can see the why. The
pupils really have now got a language of learning that they're talking about, areas of learning, the 4 purposes. We've recently used them in our learner reviews with parents, where children have been able to talk about the progression they're making to the 4 purposes, and it's all very much interwoven in the journey that we've been on in the last 18 months.
It's almost a culture change for me now, and it's a different mindset now, that we are looking at the what matters statements. So that's our starting point now, and we'll unpick that and think, right, what experience do we want our children to gain? What do we want them to get out of this experience? And drill down on that then, and think about experiences that we can give rather than a lesson.
We're not looking at, that task would fit in, or that activity would be good. I want to do this activity with the children. How are we going to fit it into the curriculum? It starts at the 4 purposes, and it's brought down. We go through, we unpick it, and then it's all unfolds, and it's natural and it's authentic, and the children get a lot out of it. Yeah,
it has genuinely created a real passion for learning, hasn't it, really, and a real excitement for the children.
I think one of the most important things for us is when we got together and we started working together, there was so much information that we almost had to just pour our thoughts out on paper, and as we were going, we were looking through the what matters statements and writing down our ideas and what these meant, and this is how the journals kind of came about, because we decided that we almost needed somewhere to log this, and we talked about our medium-term planning and how that looks different, and actually typing into boxes just didn't feel right anymore. This felt like something that we needed to do as part of the process.
And I think what we didn't realise when we started that was actually that journey that we were going through as we were making those notes, as we were engaging in dialogue with each other and other members of staff, that we were actually going through a process, and it was enabling us to become a lot more familiar with the what matters statements. We were looking at progression steps and where they married up and how that changed, and what the impact would that be in the classroom. So reading and research has had a huge impact. We really wanted to ensure that staff had time given to engage in such fundamental reading and research, and that translated into the curriculum design for the school, and also into the classrooms for individual teachers. We spent a lot of time building that in and linking that with our professional learning sessions, which on a weekly basis include all our staff, TAs and teachers, and we all are engaging in dialogue around the curriculum and any research that has been done. And one of the things that we have offered staff through their reading and research time that they have fortnightly is an opportunity to engage in a passion project. So a passion project for us is very much something that might be something that niggles them within their classroom. It might be something that they've been really passionate about in their career and they want to try out in their classrooms. And we give staff time to engage in research to think about what they're going to do within their classrooms to make a difference and to make changes.
And I think if you look at the new curriculum, there's such an emphasis on reading and research and you know, teacher agency, that I think again it goes back to having that time given to you and you know, that valuable time.
I think, you know, it's a very exciting time to join education, and you know, the changes that are there have massive implications for teachers entering the profession. I think it's about really taking on board the recommendations in Successful Futures, collaborating with the staff, making things relevant to your context and your community, and with that really trying to think creatively about the way you're going to approach curriculum design. It is putting that professionalism back into the workforce again, something that some have thought has been missing for a number of years.
And I feel like this new curriculum has sparked a buzz again, like an excitement, you know, there's lots of possibilities.
It really has been an exciting, unnerving and scary for some, and it's about that collaboration, we're all in it together, and working together in this way and going through the process is what's hopefully going to give our children the best experiences.